The conference room was cold and silent. Jadpark sat motionless, his dark eyes fixed on the alien diplomats seated across the massive oval table. Their appearance was strange, a mix of sharp angles and smooth surfaces that seemed more like living sculptures than living beings. The Krull Consortium's delegation looked nothing like humans, and they made sure everyone knew it. Diplomat Voss Narak, the lead representative, leaned forward. His body moved with an unsettling mechanical precision that made Jay's skin crawl. Around him, 3 other Krull representatives shifted in their seats, their multiple limbs creating soft clicking sounds against the polished surface. Humans, Voss began, his translator producing a voice that was both smooth and condescending. You are an amusing species. One planet. Just one single tiny planet in the vast universe. Jay remained calm. He had prepared for this moment. Years of diplomatic training had taught him to control his emotions, to listen carefully, and to wait for the right moment to speak. The other Krull representatives began to chuckle, a sound that was more like a series of sharp clicks than actual laughter. They pulled up holographic displays showing their own galactic territories. Planets upon planets flickered into view, each one a testament to their advanced colonization capabilities. We have 23 planetary colonies, said a second diplomat, whose name tag identified her as Kira Mel. 23 worlds, carefully terraformed and perfectly adapted to our needs. And you have barely stepped beyond your own atmosphere. More clicks of laughter filled the room. Jay noticed the human delegates around him growing tense. Some were red-faced, others looked like they wanted to argue, but Jay knew better. Emotional outbursts would only prove the Krull right. The holographic displays continued to expand, showing massive space stations, interconnected colonies, and complex networks of interstellar transportation. Each image was designed to make humanity look small, insignificant, and primitive. Your species is confined, Voss continued, trapped on a single, fragile world. You have no backup plan, no secondary homes, no escape routes. One asteroid, one major disaster, and your entire civilization could be wiped out. More clicks of laughter, more condescending looks. Jaypark allowed himself a small, almost invisible smile. The Krell had no idea what was coming. His fingers touched a small device on the table, a simple data pad that looked ridiculously basic compared to the advanced holographic technologies the Krell were using. But looks could be deceiving. The room was thick with tension. The human delegates waited, some confused by Jay's calm demeanor. The Krell continued their performance, certain of their technological and territorial superiority. What they did not know was that Jaypark was about to change everything they thought they understood about humanity. You've made some interesting observations, Jay said finally, his voice clear and steady. Would you like to hear about our planet? The laughter stopped. The clicking sounds ceased. For the first time since the meeting began, the Krell looked slightly uncertain. Jay's smile grew just a fraction wider. Sometimes, he knew, the most powerful weapon was not technology or force. Sometimes, it was simply knowledge. And humanity had plenty of that. The Interstellar Diplomatic Space Station was unlike anything humans had seen before. Massive windows revealed endless stars, and hallways twisted in impossible shapes that seemed to defy normal physics. Jadpark walked carefully, his black diplomatic suit looking almost plain compared to the vibrant and strange outfits of other alien species. The hearing room was huge. Curved seats rose in circular rows, creating an amphitheater-like space where representatives from hundreds of different alien civilizations waited. Some had tentacles, some had multiple eyes, some looked like living crystals. Humans were clearly the newest and least impressive group. Kara Kim stood beside Ja, her tablet ready. She was younger but just as calm, her dark hair pulled back in a neat ponytail. They had practiced this presentation for months, knowing everything depended on how they spoke. Voss Narak stepped forward first. His presentation was a masterpiece of technological superiority. Holographic images showed Krull colonies spreading across multiple star systems. Each planet looked perfect, carefully controlled environments with smooth buildings and organized landscapes. "Observe," Voss said, his translator making his voice sound cold and mechanical, "how an advanced civilization adapts. We do not stay confined to one world. We expand, we create, we dominate." The other alien representatives leaned forward. Many nodded in agreement. Some looked at the human delegation with what seemed like pity. Jay waited. He knew timing was everything. When Voss finished his presentation, the council moderator, a tall, translucent being that seemed to shimmer between solid and liquid states, turned to Ja. "Human representative, you may present your response." Silence filled the room. Hundreds of alien eyes focused on Ja Park. Kara tapped her tablet. A massive holographic display began to form behind Ja. But instead of showing colonies or space stations, it showed something unexpected. Earth. Not a perfect, controlled landscape, but a living, breathing planet with incredible complexity. The first image was of the Amazon rainforest. Dense, wild, filled with more life forms than most alien colonies combined. Then came images of the Mariana Trench, a place so deep and dark that it seemed almost impossible for life to exist. Yet life thrived there. "Our planet is not just a location," Jay began. "It is a living system more complex than any artificial colony." Desert scenes appeared, Antarctica's frozen landscapes, volcanic islands. Each image showed not just a place, but a story of survival and adaptation. The alien representatives started to look confused. This was not the presentation they expected. Voss Narak's mechanical translator produced a sound that might have been a scoff. But something in his posture had changed. He was no longer completely confident. Jay continued, his voice steady and clear. "We do not see a planet as something to be controlled. We see it as something to understand, to live with, to respect." More images appeared, humans working in extreme environments, research stations in Antarctica, underwater laboratories, space exploration equipment. Each image showed not just technology, but human determination. The council moderator leaned forward, its shimmering form showing clear interest. Kara smiled slightly. Their first goal was simple: make the aliens listen. And right now, every single being in that room was listening. Jed was just getting started. The holographic display shifted. Colors exploded across the massive screen, each image more surprising than the last. Jed Park watched carefully as the alien representatives began to lean forward, their earlier mockery fading into something else. Curiosity. First came the deep-sea thermal vents. These were not just holes in the ocean floor. They were entire ecosystems existing in total darkness, where temperatures could kill most known life forms. Yet here, strange creatures thrived. Worms as long as a human arm, bacteria that ate rocks, tiny shrimp dancing around superheated water that would instantly destroy most living things. "Look closely," Jay said, his voice calm. "These creatures survive where nothing should live." The Krull representatives exchanged glances. Voss Narak's mechanical translator clicked softly, a sound that might have been confusion. Next, the display showed Antarctica. Not a dead landscape, but a complex world of survival. Penguins huddled together against winds that could freeze skin in seconds. Microscopic organisms lived inside rocks, protected from the most extreme cold on the planet. Research stations where humans worked in temperatures that would kill most species instantly. Kara Kim tapped her tablet. Another image appeared. The Atacama Desert in Chile. The driest place on Earth. Some parts of this desert had not seen rain in hundreds of years. Yet life existed. Tiny plants, specialized insects, bacteria that could survive with almost no water. The alien council members were no longer laughing. "Our planet is not just a place," Jay explained. "It is a testing ground, a place where life finds a way, no matter the challenge." Images of volcanic islands followed, places where new land was born from fire, locations where life started almost immediately after destruction. Entire ecosystems rebuilding themselves after massive eruptions. The council moderator, the shimmering being that seemed to be made of liquid and light, leaned forward. Its form rippled with interest. Vosnarak spoke, his mechanical voice showing a hint of something new, something that might have been respect. Explain how these environments relate to your technological capabilities. Jay smiled. This was exactly the question he wanted to hear. The display changed again. Now it showed human technologies developed because of these extreme environments. Fabrics created to protect against Antarctic cold. Water collection systems designed from desert survival techniques. Medical research based on bacteria that lived in impossible conditions. We do not just survive, Jay said. We learn. We adapt. We turn challenges into opportunities. Images of human research stations appeared, one in the middle of the Antarctic ice, another deep under the ocean, a third on a volcanic island. Each location showed humans working, studying, understanding. The Krell representatives looked confused. Their own colonies were perfect, controlled environments. They created perfect living spaces. Humans seemed to do something different. They worked with their environment. They respected it. They learned from it. Kara Kim caught Jay's eye and gave a small nod. Their plan was working. The alien representatives were no longer thinking about a weak, single-planet species. They were starting to wonder about something else entirely. What else might humans be capable of? The room went quiet. Judd Park stepped to the side of the holographic display, allowing a new set of images to tell humanity's story. These were not just pretty pictures. These were weapons of technological wonder. First came space technology. Not just rockets, but solutions developed from decades of human problem-solving. A video showed how humans repaired the International Space Station using nothing more than duct tape, wire, and pure determination. The alien representatives looked confused. Improvisation, Jay explained, is our greatest technology. Kara Kim activated the next display. Deep-sea exploration equipment filled the screen. Robots designed to work in pressures that would crush most machines. Submersibles that could explore ocean trenches deeper than any alien civilization had ever reached. A Krell scientist named Mira Toll leaned forward. Her multiple eyes blinked rapidly, a sign of intense interest among her species. The display changed again. This time, it showed climate adaptation technologies. Vertical farms in the middle of desert cities, water purification systems that could turn salt water into drinkable liquid with minimal energy, solar collection methods that were both simple and incredibly efficient. Vosnarak's mechanical translator clicked. Explain, he demanded. Jay smiled. This was the moment they had prepared for. We do not have multiple planets, he said, so we learn to use every single resource on our one planet, completely. The next set of images showed human survival technologies, clothing that could regulate body temperature in extreme conditions, medical technologies developed from studying how human bodies adapt to different environments, portable water filtration systems small enough to fit in a pocket but powerful enough to make any water drinkable. The alien council members started to whisper among themselves. Their earlier mockery had disappeared completely. A holographic demonstration showed how humans could survive in environments that would kill most species. The Atacama Desert, the frozen Antarctic research stations, the deepest parts of the ocean. Each environment presented a challenge. Each challenge became an opportunity for human innovation. Kara tapped her tablet. A new video began to play. It showed the aftermath of natural disasters. Hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. But instead of showing destruction, it showed human recovery, communities rebuilding, people working together, technologies that could predict and prepare for natural challenges. The shimmering council moderator's form rippled with what could only be described as fascination. Vosnarak spoke again, his mechanical voice different now. You have no backup planets, he said. yet you survive. It was not a question of mockery anymore. It was a statement of genuine wonder. J. Park knew they had broken through something important. The Krell had come expecting to see a weak, limited species. Instead, they were witnessing a civilization that turned limitations into strengths. "We do not just survive," Jay said quietly. "We thrive." The room was silent. Hundreds of alien eyes were fixed on the human delegation. The holographic displays continued to show image after image of human adaptation, innovation, and pure determination. Something had changed in that moment. The aliens were no longer laughing. They were listening. The genetic laboratory was unlike anything the alien scientists had seen before. Clean, bright, but more than that, alive with possibility. Dr. Yoon Park, no relation to Ja, stood confidently in front of a massive holographic display. Her hands moved quickly, bringing up complex genetic diagrams that made even the most advanced Krell scientists look twice. "Adaptation is not just about technology," she began. "It's about life itself." The first demonstration shocked the alien delegation. A series of human genetic modifications appeared on the screen. Not just simple changes, but complex adaptations developed to survive in extreme environments. One image showed a human with enhanced lung capacity. This was not a machine. This was a living, breathing person who could survive in high-altitude environments where most species would collapse. Himalayan mountain communities had developed these adaptations over generations. Miratol, the Krell scientist, leaned forward. Her multiple eyes moved rapidly across the display. "Explain," she demanded. Dr. Yoon smiled. This was exactly what she wanted to show. The next image revealed deep-sea workers. Their genetic structure had been carefully modified to withstand extreme pressures. Blood that could carry more oxygen, bones slightly denser, skin that could handle cold and pressure most species could not survive. "We do not replace our environment," Dr. Yoon explained. "We adapt to it." Vos Narak's mechanical translator clicked. The sound was different now. No longer mocking. Now it sounded like something else. Curiosity. The display changed again, this time showing the human microbiome, the complex ecosystem of bacteria and microorganisms that lived inside the human body. Not just a simple collection of cells, but a dynamic, adaptive system that could change based on environment. Kara Kim stood beside Dr. Yoon, her tablet ready. She highlighted a specific section of the display. "Our bodies are not just containers," she said. "They are living, changing systems." The alien scientists looked confused. Their own species had advanced technologies. They could replace body parts, create perfect living environments. But humans were doing something different. Humans were becoming part of their environment. The next demonstration showed how human gut bacteria could adapt to different diets, how the human immune system could learn and change, how human DNA could be modified to resist diseases that would kill most other species. A video played. It showed humans living in places no other species could survive. The International Space Station, deep-sea research platforms, Antarctic research centers. Each location showed not just survival, but active living. The council moderator, the shimmering being of liquid and light, moved closer to the display. Its form rippled with what could only be described as excitement. Dr. Yoon's final demonstration was her most powerful. A holographic image of human DNA appeared, constantly shifting and changing. Not a fixed structure, but a living, adaptive system. "We are not limited by our biology," she said. "We expand it." Vos Narak spoke, his mechanical voice showing something new. "Respect. You do not just change your environment," he said. "You change yourselves to match it." The room was silent. Hundreds of alien eyes were fixed on the human delegation. The genetic displays continued to show image after image of human adaptability. Something fundamental had changed in that moment. The aliens were no longer seeing humans as a weak, single-planet species. They were seeing humans as something else entirely. The room grew quiet. Jai Park stepped forward, holding nothing but a simple tablet. No fancy holograms, no complex machines, just human stories. Technology is not our greatest strength, he began. Our mind is. The first story appeared on the screen. It showed a small island community rebuilding after a massive hurricane. Houses destroyed, everything lost. But people were working together, sharing food, rebuilding, smiling. Voss Narak leaned forward. His mechanical translator clicked softly. Another image came up. A research team in Antarctica. Months of total darkness, extreme cold, limited supplies, yet they continued their scientific work, not because they had to, but because they wanted to understand. Kara Kim stood beside Ja, her eyes reflecting the images. Humans do not give up, she said quietly. We adapt. We continue. The stories kept coming. A group of miners trapped underground for weeks. They created a system, shared resources, kept each other alive. Not through advanced technology, through human connection. Images of space exploration appeared. Early astronauts knew they might never return. Yet they went. They explored. They pushed boundaries. The alien representatives started to whisper among themselves. These were not just stories. These were demonstrations of something deeper. A video began to play. It showed human responses to global challenges, climate change, pandemics, economic problems. Each time, humans found ways to work together, to solve problems. Mira Toll, the Krell scientist, raised one of her multiple hands. Explain, she said. Jay smiled. We are not perfect, he said, but we learn. We grow. We change. The next set of images showed human creativity. Artists working in war zones, musicians playing in refugee camps, scientists developing solutions in the most difficult conditions. A psychological study appeared on the screen. It showed how humans could maintain hope in the most challenging situations, not through technology, through something more powerful. Human spirit. The council moderator, the shimmering being of light and motion, moved closer. Its form seemed to pulse with interest. More stories came. A group of children in a poor village creating a water filtration system. Doctors working in dangerous areas to help people. Engineers developing cheap solutions for complex problems. We do not have multiple planets, Jay said. So we make our one planet better. The alien representatives looked confused. Their own societies were perfect, controlled, efficient. Human society looked messy, complicated, but something else was becoming clear. Humans were incredibly resilient. The final image showed something simple. A group of people from different backgrounds, different cultures, working together, solving a problem, smiling. Voss Narak's mechanical translator produced a sound that might have been understanding. You turn challenges into opportunities, he said. It was not a question. It was a statement. The room was silent. Hundreds of alien eyes were fixed on the human delegation. The stories continued to show image after image of human determination, creativity, and hope. Something had changed in that moment. The aliens were no longer seeing humans as a weak, limited species. They were seeing humans as something else entirely. The conference room felt different now. The air was heavy with something new. Not tension, not fear, something else. Respect. Jay Park stood at the center of the room. Around him, alien representatives from hundreds of different species watched carefully. No one was laughing anymore. Let me show you what a single planet can do, Jay said quietly. The first display showed Earth's global response systems, not just one country, not just one government, but a worldwide network of cooperation that could move faster than any single organization. A massive earthquake simulation appeared. Within minutes, the screen showed international rescue teams, medical supplies moving across continents, communication networks sharing critical information. Countries that were sometimes enemies now working together. Vosnarak's mechanical translator made a soft clicking sound. Curiosity, not mockery. The next image revealed something even more surprising. A global climate response network. Scientists from every continent sharing research. Technology being developed to solve problems that seemed impossible just years before. Kara Kim stepped forward. Her tablet showed complex data streams. "We do not just survive," she explained. "We prepare." The alien scientists leaned closer, their multiple eyes focused on the displays. A new video began. It showed how humans prepared for potential global threats, not just natural disasters, but potential space-based challenges, asteroid detection systems, early warning networks, communication protocols that could activate worldwide in minutes. Mira Toll, the Krell scientist, raised her hand. "Explain your global communication system," she demanded. Jay smiled. This was exactly what he wanted to show. The display changed. It showed how humans could coordinate across different languages, cultures, and governments. Not through force, not through a single controlling system, but through complex, adaptive networks. "We are not perfect," Jay said, "but we learn quickly." More images appeared. International space research, shared scientific databases, medical research that crossed national boundaries, technology development that happened faster because people shared information. The council moderator, the shimmering being of light and motion, moved closer. Its form seemed to pulse with growing understanding. A demonstration of human unified response to potential global threats filled the screen. Not just military preparedness, but a complex system of diplomatic, scientific, and humanitarian responses. Vosnarak spoke. His mechanical voice sounded different now. "You prepare for challenges before they happen." It was not a question. It was a realization. The alien representatives started to whisper among themselves. These were not the weak, single-planet humans they had expected to see. These were something else entirely. The final display showed something simple but powerful, a network of human connections. Scientists working together, engineers sharing ideas, medical researchers collaborating across continents. "One planet," Jay said softly, "but unlimited potential." The room was completely silent. Hundreds of alien eyes were fixed on the human delegation. The displays continued to show image after image of human cooperation, preparation, and potential. Something had fundamentally changed in that moment. The aliens were no longer seeing humans as a limited species. They were seeing humans as a potential galactic force. The silence was broken by Vosnarak. His mechanical voice cut through the room like a sharp blade. "You have shown us much," he said, "but one question remains." Jay Park stood completely still. He knew what was coming. Voss moved forward. His multiple limbs moved with a mechanical precision that used to seem threatening. Now it just seemed nervous. "If you are so capable," the alien diplomat said, "why have you not conquered other planets? Why have you not expanded like other galactic civilizations?" The room held its breath. Hundreds of alien eyes focused on Jai Park. Kara Kim stepped forward. Her tablet displayed a new set of images. They were not of weapons, not of conquests, but of something else entirely. "Because we understand something most species do not," she said. The first image showed Earth from space, a blue and green marble floating in darkness. Fragile, beautiful. "We learned to protect our home before trying to take another," Kara continued. "We learned to work together, to solve problems, to understand." More images appeared. Restoration projects, forests being replanted, oceans being cleaned, technologies developed to heal, not destroy. Mira Toll, the Krell scientist, leaned forward. Her multiple eyes blinked rapidly. This was not the answer she expected. Voss tried again. "But other civilizations," Jai interrupted. "Other civilizations destroy. We choose to understand." A video began to play. It showed human scientific expeditions, not conquests, Not invasions, but careful, respectful exploration. Scientists studying new environments, researchers learning about different ecosystems. The council moderator, the shimmering being of light, moved closer. Its form seemed to pulse with a new emotion, something like wonder. "We do not need multiple planets," Jay said, "because we know how to make our planet better, how to work together, how to solve problems." The alien representatives started to whisper. These were not the humans they had expected to find. More images appeared, humans helping each other, solving global challenges, creating technologies that could help everyone. Not just a few, not just the rich. Everyone. Voss Narak's mechanical translator made a sound that might have been respect. "You choose cooperation over conquest," he said. It was not a question, it was a realization. The final display showed something simple. A group of humans from different backgrounds, different cultures, working together, solving a problem, smiling. "One planet," Jay said softly. "Unlimited potential." The room was completely silent. Hundreds of alien eyes were fixed on the human delegation. The displays continued to show image after image of human cooperation, creativity, and hope. Something had fundamentally changed in that moment. The aliens were no longer seeing humans as a weak, limited species. They were seeing humans as something else entirely, a potential partner, a civilization with something unique to offer. Not just another galactic species, something more. The diplomatic station was quiet. The massive windows showed endless stars, but something had changed. The universe looked different now. Jay Park sat across from Voss Narak. No longer enemies, not quite friends, but something in between. "We misjudged you," Voss said. His mechanical translator sounded almost human now, almost like it could feel emotion. Kara Kim stood by the window. Her reflection showed a mix of pride and hope. "We are not perfect," she said, "but we are willing to learn." The Krull consortium had been talking for hours. What started as a mockery had become something else. A potential alliance. A new understanding. Mira Toll, the Krull scientist, presented her final report. Her multiple eyes moved carefully over the data. "Humans are not a typical species," she said. "They are something more." The first official document appeared on the holographic display. An invitation, not to join the Krull consortium. Something different. A partnership. "We want to understand," the document read. "Not to control, not to conquer, but to learn." Jay smiled. This was exactly what they had hoped for. The report detailed humanity's unique qualities, not just technological capabilities, but something deeper, the ability to adapt, to work together, to solve problems in ways no other species had imagined. Outside the window, stars continued to shine, but they looked different now. More possibilities. Voss spoke again. "Your planet is not a limitation," he said. "It is your strength." The diplomatic team had shown something important. Humanity was not just another species trying to expand. They were a civilization that understood something most had forgotten. The value of home. The importance of working together. The power of understanding. Kara's tablet showed the first collaborative projects. Scientific exchanges, technology sharing, not just between humans and Krell, but with other species as well. "We have much to learn from each other," Jay said. The shimmering council moderator moved closer. Its form of light and motion seemed to agree. More images appeared. Human scientists working with Krull researchers, solving problems nobody had been able to solve before. Not through force, not through technology alone. Through cooperation. The first joint mission was already being planned. Not a military expedition, not a conquest, a research mission. To understand, to explore, to learn. Voss Narak looked at Jay Park. The mechanical translator produced something that might have been a smile. "One planet," he said. "Unlimited potential." The diplomatic station continued to float among the stars. But something had changed. The universe felt bigger now, more hopeful. Humans had not conquered the galaxy. They had something better. They had shown the galaxy a new way of thinking, a new way of being.